Eric, I want to comment on a few things, man. Love that you're a former band director. I used to play trumpet.
Yeah.
But with the ketogenic diet, I'm glad that you did it for a short amount of time. And I state that because personally, I know that the ketogenic diet was created for medical nutrition therapy reasons. So for people who had epilepsy or seizure, it's actually been shown to help them have less seizures. So it is a medical nutrition therapy that has been used and continues to be used in people that have brain challenges. Now, the one thing I will say, many people, and I don't know what your case was, so I'm not calling you out here, so don't take it that way. It's more people do keto wrong. And here's the main reason people do keto wrong. They do very high protein. They don't do high fat. When it comes to the ketogenic diet, protein actually needs to be moderate. Why? There's something that it's called gluconeogenesis. Not going to throw a lot of science at you today, but bear with me here, Eric. So gluco means carb, neo means new, genesis means creation of. The creation of a new carb. So what happens is when our body has a lot of protein, it actually converts or changes that protein into a carb. So we waste our time being afraid of carbs when our bodies knows that it's essential fuel source or what it needs to actually have energy is carbs. So it will take protein and make it into a carb. So when someone does keto, which I have no problem with, I have many people I work with that came to me after doing keto and finding that lack of sustainability. And that's what I teach. It's about sustainability. How can we make this work for you? So as you mentioned, that bag of Cheetos, I'm working with someone right now. He is a C-sweeter. Him and his wife, I'm actually working with both of them. They're both C-sweeters. They have 2 daughters. And the gentleman, he loves his daughter's CheezIts. Even if they're pre-portioned and they're a little 100-calorie pack, he'll still go grab a couple in the afternoon. At least before we started working together, he didn't have a lot of energy. He had that, donut, as we like to call it, the tire around the stomach. And he didn't have a routine about working out or even sleep. Well, I never took away the CheezIts because if we take away foods, Eric, that we want them more, right? I can say that from personal experience and from so many people I've worked with. When we take away foods, we always want more. Every time we restrict something, we want more of it. Think about it when we tell our kids, don't do that. They're going to go ahead and do it. So we have to find other ways to educate. So with my clients, we do what's called plate building. So yes, you can absolutely use data, which you can use macro tracking. I send my clients a scale so we can measure body fat and muscle mass. Some clients, I even send something called a Whoop, which is a heart rate monitor, so we can monitor their sleep and how much physical activity or strain they're actually doing. That way I can get some biofeedback from them without them having to do anything. But when we look at the food that they're intaking, I do the plate method. So to go to that client that has the CheezIts, what I want them to do is have a palm of protein at mealtime, so the same size as your palm, not counting your fingertips, the same width at one meal, and then 2 fists of fruits or vegetables, and then 1 fist of carbohydrates. Now, that carbohydrate can come in any way, shape, or form. He chose the CheezIts. And guess what? He was still full. He's able to live his life, and he's already seen some stomach fat go down, which is something he was trying to achieve. He's having more energy with his kids, and his wife is getting similar results. So I teach what's called plate building because that's how we can make it sustainable. Because, yes, I do agree macro tracking or calorie counting can be a helpful tool. But how do you track something when you go out to eat? That's one of the biggest things I hear, right? Whether you're going to go eat sushi or you're going to go eat at a restaurant, how much oil, how much butter. Now we're guesstimating, and then people get into the weeds and they get inundated with so much data versus that. Let's just look at a plate. How can we make this sustainable so you can live a long life and you're not stressed out about nutrition? And this was the same thing I was working on with the athletes I was working with, people that have won World Series, people that have won gold medals. And I teach it to people now because it's so easy and so practical. And it's about the sustainability of it. Because I want whoever I work with to take the things that they learn and make it work in the long term. This isn't just a short-term fix because short-term fix do not give us anything we want. Even though the magic bullet is not out yet, the silver bullet isn't out, people keep jumping on new fads. It's about what you can be consistent with. That's the secret sauce. What can you be consistent with? So if I'm able to educate, or we're able to educate what people eat and what it looks like, that's how they make the biggest wins and the biggest strides.